tell us what is the objective of this outreach today?
Well, we have ongoing outreach programs throughout each year as part of making science accessible to wider audiences. Our main target today is the learners, which are usually the ones who are younger, that we are trying to excite about science, about careers in science and about careers in science-related professions like your engineering, medicine, and so on. So we normally do outreach programs on the morning of the State of the Nation address. Well, part of drawing attention to the State of the Nation address, but also using this platform leading up to the State of the Nation address to also showcase our own work that we are actually doing. Our philosophy is simple. Your science is as good as how much is it known out there in communities, in society, in our country. For instance, we've got our own departmental mantra to place science, technology, and innovation in government, education, industry, and society as a whole. And in fact, it's quite exciting to be with these youngsters, you know, because you can see now they are very curious about what they are seeing. How do some of these things happen? And astronomy, by the way, is one of the best scientific disciplines that is multidisciplinary, and also it generates a lot of knowledge that benefits many other programs and subjects like engineering, as I was saying. I was, for instance, asking the people who are working here, just looking at some of the some of the parts and machines that they've actually constructed here, that some of them, in fact, can be extended to, say, health products, treatment of health. Already they are telling me that they were part of developing what is this thing for breathing? To deal with COVID-19.
Ventilators.
Ventilators at the time of COVID-19. They were part of designing those from what is an engineering facility which is supporting study of astronomy, but out of that we managed to develop ventilators in order to be able to handle COVID. So there is so much potential that I'm seeing here. It really is exciting.
Lastly, Minister, we've heard on the other room where learners were not rather complaining, but stating that they do not have a lab on their schools. And what is your plan as the Minister of this department? And also given that these two schools are coming from areas where crime is very high, and what are your plans in that?
Yeah, they were very decent actually. They should have been harsher on us when it comes to the fact that we don't have laboratories, we don't have libraries, I know as a fact also. Well, as government, we are working together with the Department of Basic Education to actually look in what are the things that we can do together to provide the necessary facilities. On our side is the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation. We're a small department in terms of money, but our responsibilities are huge. We are, for instance, donating in a few areas each year computer labs, and we are targeting primary schools because the earlier you go in having our youngsters having access to these modern technologies, the better. Usually at high school it's a bit late to be able to do some of those things. So we do contribute also laboratories where we can, a few each year and so on. But we are working with the Minister of Basic Education now to also explore the possibility of mobile libraries, mobile laboratories, that in a district where we have got, I don't know, 50 schools, you could use one mobile truck to actually do visits each week to various schools, which is much, much better than not to have access to a laboratory at all, whilst at the same time hoping that government will get more resources to be able to get more laboratories, for instance. So we are working with the Department of Basic Education on that scope, because unless we've got schools with laboratories, we are not going to get a pipeline of these scientists that we are getting here, because they need to be taught while they are still tiny, young, and also have access to the right facilities.
I do get you, Minister, when you're saying that the plan is maybe to get mobile labs to move from one place to another.
Yes.
But what should one do in an instant whereby I believe that science is being taught each and every day? So in that day whereby a mobile lab is being moved to another school, what should students do at that moment?
Well, of course, you can't have 100% access to a laboratory in a week if you have a mobile laboratory, for example. But the other thing we are doing now, we are looking at using some of our science centers through video, that one physical science teacher can teach 18 classes at the same time. Like we've got a science center in Kofimvaba in the Eastern Cape, which can be able to do that, such that at least young people, even if they can't touch it, but they can see what a test tube looks like, they can see what this product looks like, so that they have a better sense. It's live, as it were, in order to be able. In other words, what we are also exploring, how do we use the technologies that we use, that we are developing, even these ones, to actually create possibilities that our learners are able to access knowledge, even if they do not have your day-to-day access to facilities such as laboratories.